Welcome back. I'm Rachel, and in this video we're going to go over the structure of the scaphoid bone. This bone was also historically known as the navicular bone of the hand. The scaphoid bone is located when in anatomical position on the lateral side of the wrist in each hand. If we look more closely at the dorsal view of the right hand, which is the back of the hand, we can see highlighted in red the scaphoid bone amongst the other wrist bones. If we look at the palmar view, we can again see highlighted in red the scaphoid bone. Now we are going to look at the different landmarks and features of the scaphoid bone. Here we have the dorsal view and the palmar view of the right scaphoid bone. This bone is kidney bean-like in shape. This bone has 6 surfaces. The first of these surfaces is the dorsal surface. This surface is narrow and slightly grooved along the length of the surface. The second surface is the distal surface. This surface is convex in shape and has a large facet on it for articulation with both the trapezium bone and the trapezoid bone. The third surface is the proximal surface, which is also known as the radial surface. This surface is also convex in shape and has a large facet on it for articulation with the radius bone. The fourth surface is the palmar surface. This surface has a round tubercle on it in the distolateral region of the surface. The fifth surface is the lateral surface. This surface is narrow and roughened for ligament attachment. The sixth and final surface is the medial surface. This surface has a flat and semilunar region with a facet on it for articulation with the lunate bone. The distal region of the surface is concave and has a facet for articulation with the capitate bone. Let's now take a closer look at the articulations this bone has with other bones. This bone articulates with 5 other bones. The first of these articulations is with the radius bone of the arm. The large facet on the proximal surface of the scaphoid bone articulates with the articular surface on the distal surface of the radius bone. The second articulation is with the trapezium bone. The distal portion of the facet on the distal surface of the scaphoid bone articulates with the facet on the proximal surface of the trapezium bone. The third articulation is with the trapezoid bone. The proximal portion of the facet on the distal surface of the scaphoid bone articulates with the proximal surface of the trapezoid bone. The fourth articulation is with the capitate bone. The concave facet on the medial surface of the scaphoid bone articulates with the facet on the lateral surface of the capitate bone. The fifth articulation is with the lunate bone. The semilunar facet on the medial surface of the scaphoid bone articulates with the facet on the lateral surface of the lunate bone. What about the muscles that attach to this bone? Only one muscle attaches onto this bone. A portion of the abductor pollicis brevis muscle originates from the tubercle on the palmar surface of this bone. And that concludes this video on the structure of the scaphoid bone. I hope you found it helpful.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel, please subscribe and check out more of my videos.